I feel like in my last few videos, I've had to be very on. In my holiday gift guide, there was just so much information I needed to cram into a short amount of time. And then in my One Love Organics video, there were so many ingredients I had to keep straight, which was kind of difficult. So today I wanted to do a really relaxed video and just talk to you guys. And it's gonna be part get ready with me, part try on haul, because I did buy a new eyeshadow palette. This is the Tartelette in Bloom palette. And so I thought instead of just a regular haul video, I could try it on for you and do a look so that way you can see how it blends out. So what I have on my face so far, I used the Gressa Minimalist Corrective Serum Foundation today. I love this one. It is so lightweight on the skin, but it really helps to correct any redness that I have. And a lot of people ask me about the different natural foundations, and I have tried a few that I really like, but this is the only one where I'm on my second bottle, so that should tell you something. And to blend it in, I use the Furless CB2 brush. This is incredibly soft. It's small and domed, but really dense, and I think it's just perfect for getting into all the different corners of the face, and it really just blends everything out seamlessly. And then I have been having some kind of late nights and early mornings, so I needed to do a little bit of extra brightening under the eyes. So for that, I use the Becca Under Eye Brightening Corrector. This honestly I don't think this has ever been in a favorites video, but you can see that I really do use it and I do think it makes a difference. It doesn't do any color correcting, it's really just adding some brightness and kind of helping the look of those dark circles a little bit. So once I applied that and blended it out, I went in with the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer, and I have this in shade Fair Neutral. This is still my favorite concealer. It is so good. It's very full coverage, but I have minimal creasing. So I applied that all underneath my eyes and around my nose and blended that out. And then to set everything in place, of course, I use my RMS Beauty Unpowder. I like to first go in with a smaller brush. This is the Real Techniques setting brush. And I use this to apply it underneath my eyes and around my nose, basically anywhere that I put the concealer. And then I went in with a much larger powder brush just to apply it to the rest of my face. For brows, Alima Pure recently sent me their Natural Definition Brow Pencil, and they didn't have a shade specific for redheads, so I chose Light. And this is like a cooler version of my normal MAC Lingering, and I really like this to define the shape of my brows, kind of build them up a little bit and fill in any sparse areas. But since it's cooler in tone, I a lot of times will top it off with a warmer shadow. This is MAC Cork. This is actually the only MAC eyeshadow that I own, but it's really good for matching almost the color of my hair. So I use this to define and this to kind of color match. And then I went in with the Anastasia Brow Gel to set everything in place. I also just bought a blush. In one of the videos leading up to the big Sephora VIB sale, I was asking for recommendations, and one of you guys thought I would really like the Urban Decay blush in video. It's the Afterglow blush in video. So after I read that comment, I put it on my loves list, and I really like this. To me, this is like a sculpting blush, like a day like today when I don't feel like doing a lot of contouring. I can apply this to the back of my cheekbones, and it just gives me a little bit of definition and a little bit of warmth to my cheeks. It has no shimmer or anything like that, so I do think it's really good at adding a little bit of shape to the face. And then for a little color, I went in with the Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Cheek to Chic Swish and Pop Blusher in Love Glow. And I used this just on the apples of my cheek and then blended it back to into the Urban Decay. And then I'm gonna use one last face product. This is the Too Faced Sun Bunny Natural Bronzer. This one has a little bit of shimmer, and I like to mix both colors together. I'm gonna apply this on top of my cheeks and a little bit on the temples and then up into my forehead. If you haven't seen it yet, this is what the Tartelette in Bloom palette looks like, and I love the original Tartelette palette. That one was all matte, and that's easily my most used palette out of all of 2015. And a lot of people say that one's very cool tone. It does look cool tone in the pan, but on me, actually, a lot of those colors pull pretty warm. But this new one, the In Bloom, is even warmer. The mattes are even warmer in this one. And this also comes with two shimmery shades and then one that I would call full on glitter, which is Funny Girl. This is kind of a chunky shadow. It's beautiful on, but I get a lot of fallout, and I actually think I'm gonna use that one today. I'm gonna focus mostly on the bottom row, but I'm gonna first start out with Charmer and Flower Child. Those are the two lightest matte colors. I'm gonna mix those together and apply them all over, and that's gonna act as my base. I have some of Sweetheart on a Sigma E35 blending brush, and I'm gonna apply this all throughout my crease, and I'm going up pretty high with it. I wanted a little bit of extra definition in the outside corner, so I took the color Rebel first on the Sigma E25 brush, which is just a little bit smaller, and I applied that, and then I really wanted to diffuse it, so I went back to the same E35 brush and really blended it out, just so that Rebel and Sweetheart just kind of meld into each other, not that you can be able to see two distinct different shades. I then took a MAC 239 brush and I picked up Funny Girl, and this is the one that's really beautiful but has a ton of fallout, so I make sure to use a tissue and I just hold that underneath my eye. That will just help to catch all that extra glitter so that it doesn't fall down onto my cheeks. I also make sure with the 239 to really press it on and not swipe it, and that will help with the fallout issue. This color is so gorgeous that I think I'm not going to cover it up with a thick amount of liner. I'm going to concentrate the liner on the outside corner. This is a new liner from Red Apple, and it's called the Gluten-Free Eyeliner in the shade Cocoa, which is a medium brown, and I'm going to take this on the outside corner of my eye and just bring it in maybe a little bit more than halfway. I also took Leader on an angle brush and kind of smudged out the liner towards the outside corner, and I took a tiny bit of Sweetheart and put it on the outside of my lower lash line. Now that I'm doing this, I think that this look could easily be like a holiday work office party. And if I was gonna do that, I would probably take Firecracker, which is it's a beautiful color. It's like a bronzy shimmer, and I would smudge that on my lower lash line. Today, actually, I'm meeting up with Sarah and Karin, and we're having our little Christmas present exchange. We're gonna be at like an outside town center that is super windy, and so I know my eyes are gonna water, so I'm gonna leave my lower lash line pretty bare. But if I was gonna amp up this look, that is the shadow that I'd use. Before I finish up with mascara, I'm gonna take just a tiny bit of the Alima Pure Highlighter in Lumina, and I have this on a really small detail brush. Since the shadow that I used on my lid, it's really brightening, but it's so chunky, I don't like to use it as an inner corner highlight. This one has just a fine amount of shimmer. So I'm gonna apply that just to my inner corner, and I'm also gonna take this on my Cupid's bow. For lips, I want to show you my current favorite lip combination, and Red Apple Lipstick was kind enough to send me their holiday collection, and I loved two of the lipsticks in Mabel and After Hours, which was the deep purpley fuchsia one. But by far my favorite thing to come out of the collection were the lip liners. They have one that I think if you like MAC Soar, you would love it. They have another one that's like a light mauve with just a hint of pink, and then my favorite, which has become like my everyday lip liner, is this color called Natural. And if you need to define your lips, or if you want to cheat your lip line just a little bit, this color is perfect. So I'm going to take this and line all around my lips and then just start to fill them in just a little bit. To top off the lip liner, I'm going to use Mabel, and if you're familiar with Red Apple Lipstick's Audrey, these colors are very similar. They're just a different formula. Mabel is less shiny, less slippery, and I feel like this one wears a little bit longer on my lips. Some days I leave it just like this, but today I feel like a little bit of added gloss. So I'm going to use a Tiny Dancer, and I'm going to apply this just to the bottom of my lip, focusing it on the middle part and then kind of blending it out with my finger. That is all for this video, and I hope you enjoyed seeing the Tartelette in Bloom palette in action, and I need to go and decide what I'm going to wear. And if you are curious and you want to know what I got the girls, their presents are behind me here. I already filmed my Christmas gift guide, and I show in that video what I got them. So if you're nosy, I'll put that video at the end of this one. But that's all for me today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in a new video very soon.